up, everybody? Welcome back to the Double Dribble Podcast. We back as always. I'm Desto.
And I'm Drew.
There's Drew right there, man. It's been a minute, Drew.
Yes,
We
sir.
back. We're recording with StreamYard. I like how this platform works. It's pretty cool. So yeah, man, we about to get into this playing tournament, man. First I want to ask you how was this season for you, man? How was the basketball season? You enjoyed it or what?
I enjoyed it. I just wish there wasn't so many injuries this year. But
Mhm.
the what I love about this season is just this is probably the most parity we've seen in the NBA since I could remember, as far as just like, especially the Western Conference. We don't really know who's going to come out of the West. It's a very possible it could be a low seed this year, and it's not even just that it could be a low seed. It could be multiple lower seeds that could win their first round matchups. And we've never seen that as like a serious possibility. It's always been something that's been like, like maybe there's one team, maybe like a 5 in the 4-5 matchup.
Mm-hmm.
We never thought the 6 seed, the 7 seed, the 8 seed could all potentially win their first round matchups. And
Yeah, for sure.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's like some NCAA type stuff right there, right?
for
And
real.
so to see that, I mean, that's mostly in the West, but to see that, that's you gotta love that, because you're not going to have most seasons. Just not going to be the case. Like next year, who knows? That probably is not going to be the case. You never know, but I doubt it. And so like in like however many decades I've been watching basketball, and I know you've been watching basketball for a long time too. We never seen it like this. Like,
Yeah, nah.
in either conference. So no,
Yeah, I
that's
haven't. I think that a lot of that has to do with the fact that some of these superstars and stars have been getting hurt.
yep.
And I think that has presented the opportunity for other teams to rise up and be successful as well. But then you gotta respect. That's why we look at this as parity, because you gotta respect what these superstars and the fact that they got hurt, but what they still bring to the table, as well as the up and coming teams. Like example, Sacramento Kings, how they got Mike Brown, they made the Sabonis trade, and now they more than respectable in the West. But you still got to respect the fact that the Warriors, even though they had their injuries, they had the problems with whatever Andrew Wiggins was going through, still got to respect that they the defending champions and that they could still come out of the West. So I think that makes it more entertaining. For me, this season's been great, fun to watch. The MVP race has been insane. I mean, I've enjoyed it. Some people, they like to critique it because it's narrative based, which is kind of true. But for me,
It always is.
Yeah, it always is. But for me, it doesn't really matter who wins it. I just want to see that great ball, and I think all the three contestants, Giannis and B, Jokic, they all like been great. They all, if you give it to either one of them, I wouldn't really complain.
Did you
I
see
mean,
like they had some of the votes already out? Like I
yeah,
saw,
I
like,
saw someone for defensive player of the year.
yeah, I saw the MVP vote. It was like 12 of them people already posted, and it was like 8 of the 12 was Embiid,
Mm.
2 of them was Jokic, 2 of them was Giannis.
Yeah, I mean, I saw something the other day. It said that like a guy said he's voting for Embiid because it wouldn't look right in history.
Yeah, it was John Hollinger. I don't like
Yeah,
what he said. I mean,
but
I
yeah,
understand what he's trying to say, but I
mhm.
think
Yeah, and I think that's completely. I don't think that's the correct approach that you would take to look at MVP award. That's why I wouldn't, like, if we debating superstars in history, like, oh, who's better, oh, he got an MVP and he doesn't, but he you can say that he has an MVP solely because he didn't want this other guy to win it. Like a media member didn't want this other guy to win it. So you can't really base that on an argument, as
yeah,
far as who has more MVPs, because it's narrative based. This dude,
yeah. I
he
would say
clearly,
even if you feel
clearly
that
said
way,
he didn't want to vote for Jokic because it wouldn't look right. Like, what? Come on. I don't
yeah,
think that's a real basketball reason to vote for MVP. That's just me.
yeah. I mean, I think he's being honest. Even if you feel that way, I don't think you should say that. Like straight
Yeah.
up.
But these kind of guys got MVP votes. So, you know.
Yeah, I saw
Oh yeah, if you
Perkins. He switched his vote to. I know he was riding with MB for the longest. He switched his vote. His vote. He voted Giannis. He was one of those guys I saw that they
yeah,
voted. He voted.
and for what doesn't matter what Jokic did, he was not voting for Jokic.
Yeah,
Like it didn't matter.
we knew that was gonna.
It didn't matter. And he played like the race card or whatever.
Yeah.
Shout out my boy Cecil. He pulled up. If you tuning in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Greatly appreciate it. All right, so Drew, you ready to get into this?
Let's get into it, man.
Playing.
So yeah. So who we got first on the docket, man?
So first up, as you can see, we can actually I actually want to change this one a bit for us. Actually, no, we can leave it. We can leave it. It's fine. So first up is the Hawks and the Heat.
A rematch, mini rematch of last year's first round series.
Yeah.
1-8 matchup last year.
Yeah. And I actually wanna let me see. You can get into your point, Drew.
Well, no, I mean, like, I don't think that I mean, it's one game, so you never know. The Hawks could get hot from 3, and they could pull this game out, but I just don't see it happening. I think the Miami's gonna come in there. They're gonna clamp up Trey again. Like they've had his number during this season, regular season, during last year's playoffs. They just know exactly, like, they're the way they play him. They're just too much for him.
I just want to show real quick. I like that picture right there. That's like an accurate depiction of how the Trae Young and Miami Heat experience has been for him. They just been all over this dude.
Man, like the amount of like his playoff series last year he had with the Hawks was one of the worst playoff series from a star, arguably ever. Like it was like, I'm looking at it right now. He averaged 15, 6, and 5. And this man shot 32% from the field.
From the field?
He shot 32%.
The only good game I think it was game 3. Yeah, it's when he hit the game winner.
He was wild in that game. It was
that series. Yeah, I think was that the series? I think it was Bogdanovich was the one that kind of saved them. Yeah. Wow.
Like this is his playoff series against the like last year. This man 32% from the field, 18% from the 3-point line.
Yeah, nah.
Man had I think he had one decent game. I think it's the game he hit that game winner, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was what?
Game 3, I believe.
Yeah.
They're about to go down 3-0. He had that I think he had like a floater or a layup or something like that.
Yeah, he hit that floater. But man, that's just like
they definitely his kryptonite. I don't know, going into this game, it's gonna be in Miami, right? Yeah, it's in Miami.
Yeah, it's gonna be in Miami.
The Hawks, they've been probably the most like mid team in the league this year. Like it's crazy. Like they got a new coach, was Quinn Snyder. I think he's a better coach than Nate McMillan, but I don't even think their problem was just coaching. Really, I just think like the fit between Murray and Trae Young, I don't know if it works really to a high level. They still got the John Collins situation. With John Collins, he's a talented player, but it's like every single year it seems like he's in trade talks. I'm not sure about their chemistry. And like you just showed, I think like Trae, he always struggled against Miami, especially in Miami. It's gonna be kind of tough. I think Miami has the edge in star power. I think they have the edge in coaching. The experience Miami has. I don't see. I'll probably give the Hawks maybe like a 10% chance like to win the game. Like
yeah, like I literally think it's like they just gotta get hot and like because I just don't really, and even then I still think they might lose. So it's like because I just think Trae has been also really inconsistent this year. This has been one of his most inconsistent seasons as far as just his efficiency, his scoring. A lot of that's like you don't really know what you're gonna get from him. And that's
DeJounte got a 40 ball coming.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't need it.
That's what DeJounte was supposed to be like. Remember, like a lot of people had them going into the season as like a surprise team. Like they were.
Yeah.
And like you could look at them, like they didn't really have major injuries that derailed them like that.
Mhm.
Like it was really just like an underwhelming performance from Trey Young as far as his overall season play. His
Mhm.
shooting is like cratered off compared to where it was last year.
Yeah, it's probably the most least efficient seasons of his career, probably other than his rookie year. But
Yeah. And like everyone thought that like their defense was gonna be, much better. Their defense for like a moment in the season it was like around average, league
yeah,
average. It's not a good defense. Like
mhm.
they're actually one of the worst defensive teams now this year.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
crazy because they have a really good wing defender, I think, and they have a really good rim protector, I think, and
yeah.
DeAndre Hunter, and they have um Clint Capella. But I think the fact that you have a guy like Trey Young who's constantly attacked every single time, like defensively, especially in the playoff matchup, which is he's going to be the focal point of the other team's offense. Um, is it's just bows for trouble for them defensively, and I think that's where they struggle at. But
Yeah.
I mean, Atlanta, they not like I don't think they're just a sorry team. Like they have pieces, but going into this game, it's not like Miami just this powerhouse either because they have their issues. But I feel like um they have. I feel like they've been here before, and they just have Trey Young and the Hawks number.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
Jimmy's been playing a lot better recently, especially
yeah.
offensively. Like he's been on a little hot streak. I think he'd be averaging like over 25 the last couple months. I think close to I think he was averaging close to 30 like the past month, I think. So he's
Yeah,
been
he actually he been turning up. He been turning up lately. They still got Bam, one of the best defenders in the league. Tyler Hero, another scoring punch. Gabe Vincent, another guy. They got Victor Oladipo still. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think this matchup is pretty
yeah,
much
they're
Miami.
they're a very bad defensive matchup as well, just like
Hmm.
the way they guard Trey. So I'm feeling Miami as well. We gonna watch. We gonna see what happens. We gonna see if the Hawks got some surprises or not.
Hey, they may, man. We'll see, but
This is prob-
I'm
this
not.
yeah, this to me is the most definitive.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
playing matchup. Well,
we'll see
maybe
about that. We'll see
maybe.
about that one. Cool. All right, so we can move on to the Bulls and the Raptors. All right. All right. Cool. There we go. As you can see, you got Debo, you got Siakam. I
Pascal.
think I think um, this game is gonna be pretty interesting because I think like these two teams. Actually, the Bulls are about where I thought they were going to be this year. I thought they were going to fall off a bit, especially without having Lonzo this season. I thought they were going to be in the play-in, but I thought Toronto actually could be. Well, what are they? They ninth. I thought they would be. They have. I thought they would have a chance to actually be like a real legit playoff team.
Yeah, I want to
Um,
say I think I had them as the 7th seed this year going in our
yeah,
little preseason thing. I know I had yeah, I had them I had them above the Hawks. I know that. Um, but yeah, I expected them to take a step back because I think last year they kind of surprised people. They overperformed a little bit.
mhm,
Um, but they have had like a lot of regression as far as their shooting goes. Like a lot of their guys
for
that shot
sure.
amazing last year, like Fred VanVleet, I think he was shooting like
Red.
40% from three last year. So he took
Hmm.
a step back. And he was also All Star last year too. A lot of their guys, even Scotty Barnes, he hasn't been bad, but he's kind of plateaued a little bit this year.
Yeah, I thought I expected like a big leap from him as well. Like Siakam, he started off the season like crazy,
Yeah,
crazy good, and he kind of fell off. And people actually they had the Siakam, I mean not Siakam, the Raptors as sellers around the trade deadline, but instead they chose to be buyers, and they went out and got Jakob Poeltl, who I think is a really good player. He's a smart player, good defensive player.
Yeah, he get rim protector.
Yeah, he's a good passer. He can finish well, but it didn't really do much for them as in terms of like their success. Because I'm not sure where they were when the trade happened for Jakopoto, but they didn't really move up much, or if at all, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This season for Toronto has been pretty underwhelming, you know, to
Yeah,
say the least.
and like it's bad when they're still like in position to make the playoffs, and there's already talk that Nick Nurse is going to be out. There's been rumors for like the past like few weeks that he could. You already know that he could. The Rockets are talking to him, or not talking to him, but he has connections because he used to be the G League head coach. I think when the Rockets G League team, the Vipers, when they won the G League championship. I
Uh-huh.
think that he was coaching them before he got signed by Toronto, and so like there's a little tie there that maybe if the Raptors flame out, which is probably a possibility,
Mhm.
um, that he could end up in Houston. So we gonna see what happens there. I'm hoping that happens, to be honest.
Yeah, nah, for real, because
yeah,
I think that's the major thing that the Rockets need. I think they just need like a culture change, and they bring in a coach like Nick Nurse, who's has experience, championship level experience, has won
yeah.
the championship.
And it's shown he can make adjustments in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, and he's coached, like he's been the head coach for a number of big time players, Kawhi Leonard,
he's helped
Pascal
develop.
Siakam.
Exactly. He's also helped develop young guys, and he's coached teams to like overperform than what we thought they were going to do. Because last year when they overperformed, that wasn't the first year that they, exceeded expectations. So,
because when he was the coach after they won the championship, and people thought they were going to fall off without Kawhi, and they almost made the conference finals again.
Exactly.
They went to like a game 7, I believe.
Yeah,
with
they
the
lost.
Celtics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember that was the series they had that inbound play, right?
Yeah, with OG Anunoby.
Yeah, it was like 0.8 seconds or 0.9.
Yeah,
it was
he had to like he kind of had to flick it.
Yeah,
and he made it, and then because they would have went down 3-0 if he ain't hit that shot.
Yes,
and that series ended up going 7. That was a good series. They almost made the Eastern Conference Finals, but yeah, we'll see what happens with Nick Nurse. On the other side for Chicago, Chicago actually has been playing a lot better ball since they since the All-Star break, I want to say, or since the trade deadline. They went and got Patrick Beverley off the buyout market. He's
actually been decent for them. Like he's actually
he
started playing pretty decent once suddenly after he got out of the Lakers.
Shock. He lead the Lakers and want to hit 7 threes or whatever he hit. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, he actually been playing pretty good for them. They have like a decent defense actually. It's pretty good like throughout the season. They have who I think is probably like the best guard perimeter defenders like in the league. Alex Caruso.
I already know.
Yeah, AC. He a beast. Levine, who's been finding his touch over the last couple months. I think like the beginning of the season, he was coming off like a surgery, so he was like very inconsistent. He was having like one of his least efficient seasons of his career, and then once he got his legs underneath him, he started balling. Yeah, that man was hooping. I think he ended up leading the Bulls in scoring this season. I think he's around like because at first he was around like 21 points a game, and then he went on this crazy stretch. It was like him and AD kind of they was like the best players in each conference. Well, no, it was like I think it was him and Devin Booker after All-Star break. They was just,
I remember he had a game where he had like I think he hit like 11 threes.
Yeah, they was both killing it. I think, and then he ended up going up to like 25 points a game. The question with Chicago, especially against this Raptors team, was I watched like all their matchups that they played this season. Their focus has been solely on stopping DeMar DeRozan. If you watch any of Toronto's games, they want to stop the star player from getting off. If you watch when they played the Lakers, anytime AD got the ball, anytime he rolled in the pick and roll, it felt like all 5 players went to this guy and they said, "You're gonna have to beat us, Austin Reeves. You're gonna have to beat us, whoever was on the court. I don't know at the time, but and if you look at it, I'm actually gonna share my screen right quick. Uh, here we go. So you can see my screen right here. This is DeRozan's shot chart.
Hold on a second. It's saying he averaged 14?
That is DeRozan's shot chart versus the Raptors this season. Their goal is to shut down the opposing team's main offensive weapon, best player, whatever Nick Nurse decides to do, whatever defense he want to throw at you, he's trying to stop your best player. And it's not really the points.
Because he wasn't even really shooting that much.
He is shooting less than 10 shots a game. I don't know what that is on average. 11. He shot 11 shots, 6 shots, and 9 shots per game. I mean, each game versus the Raptors. And I don't think for the Bulls to be successful in any game, DeRozan has to shoot at least like 15, 16, 17 shots. He has to be aggressive, getting to this mid range, getting to the free throw line, putting pressure on the defense. And he said trash. But that's gonna be the problem. And I think the Bulls, they have other players to counter that, because the Bulls are a team full of talent. Because Kobe White has been coming on recently, playing well for them. They still have Patrick Williams, who can give you some things. Zach LaVine, who I think probably has been their best player this season. If you look at like the big stretch he had towards the end of the season that got them into the play-in tournament. And I think will Nick Nurse design the defense to stop Zach LaVine now, and DeRozan will be the one that have to get off. Because they still have Vucevic, who Vucevic is probably like a walking double-double. He can get you rebounds. He can stretch the floor. He's not great as a rim protector, because he's kind of slow-footed, but he's good like as a post defender, and he's smart. He has good hands and everything, but it just depends who Nick Nurse decides to take out the game, and what does Billy Donovan do to counter to that. Who's going to be the other guy that's going to step up for the Bulls offensively to beat the Raptors. So let me end this right quick. But what you think about this matchup? I think this is gonna be a really good one.
No, this should be a good game. I think that I'm only leaning towards Toronto because it's gonna be because they're gonna be at home. But yeah, I could see it going either way, honestly. I think that the game plan that they've been employing as far as how they've been defending DeRozan, I think that's going to be a big factor as far as how far they can potentially go. Because I know that this next, if they win this, they're going to be they would be the 8th seed, right?
Now they would be in the game. They will face the loser of Miami, Atlanta.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So you got to win 2 to get in.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, they're in the 9-10. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see either. Yeah, I think Toronto's going to win this matchup. I think that the only thing though is because the reason why I give the Heat, well, not the Heat, the reason why I give the Bulls such a big chance is just that they've been playing better recently, and that the Raptors have been very inconsistent as far as shooting the ball. But I'm gonna lean towards Toronto on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. This one, I don't know, man. It's tough. I'm not a believer in DeMar DeRozan in the playoffs, and this is a play-in, but it's basically the playoffs. And I know I watched the interview after his last game he played. It wasn't not yesterday, but I think the game before that, he was like I forgot which game it was, but he didn't make a shot until like the fourth quarter, and then he said, "Oh no, that's not gonna happen again." So it's like something's telling me go with the Bulls, especially how Zach LaVine's been playing, how much I believe in Alex Caruso, the Raptors. Like you said, their inconsistencies as far as shooting the ball, but man, I don't know. I can't. I cannot just pick. Like imagine DeMar, because I think they're gonna need DeRozan to step up, and I don't know if he's gonna do that in the playoffs. I don't know. So
Yeah, and the fact that he's good for usually having like one game where he'll pop off,
yeah,
even in the playoffs. But like
this
this
is a
is like
do
a
or die
single,
game.
yeah, and it's a do or die game, and he hasn't really had that kind of success this year against them. Like you just showed, like he hasn't really had. Now,
Mhm.
part of that is the field goal attempts, but that's in part to how they're probably playing him defensively. Like they're probably making him more of a passer,
Yeah,
and
they are.
and
But
so
he still has to find ways to be aggressive. I mean, you can't just you know do what they want you to do. You gotta do something else. But um, my mind is telling me Chicago. Um, my heart telling me take the Raptors. So I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna just take the Raptors, man. Chicago, I gotta get yeah. Y'all gotta go home, man. I gotta go home.
man, and we didn't even really get into like your Lonzo and that whole
Oh
thing.
no, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't want to cry. I don't want to talk about
Yeah.
that. I don't even want to talk. All right, so we can move on to the Western Conference playing matchups. Um, and the first one we'll start with is OKC and the New Orleans Pelicans. As you can see, it's SGA right there. That's Brandon Ingram right there. This one is gonna be a really good game. Um, from the Pelican standpoint, it's pretty crazy though, because I was just saying the other day, I was like, no, not yet the other day, yesterday, I was like, the Pelicans had a chance to actually go to the 6th seed yesterday.
Yeah,
And then the Clippers was losing. They was up big on the Timberwolves, and it was looking like, dang, they can actually be in the playoffs instead of playing. And then next thing you know, and then especially when Rudy Gobert punched Kyle Anderson, which was crazy. I saw somebody say he
man.
punched him in the chest on purpose because he didn't want to punch him in the face. I don't know. And and then Jaden McDaniels, breaking his. We're gonna talk about that a little later. But Jaden McDaniels ended up breaking his hand because he was upset about being pulled out the game. And it looking like the Pelicans was gonna win. But then something flipped. Carlton Towns was playing his butt off like on offense and defense. He was balling. Anthony Edwards was playing like a monster on defense. He was rebounding. He was turning the ball over a lot, but
Nah, yeah, he was.
he was getting active. Because nobody could check Brandon Ingram, especially when Jaden McDaniels went out, and then Anthony Edwards took that matchup, and he was doing a solid job. He was stealing the ball from him, blocking shots. It was crazy. And then the Pelicans, they ended up losing. The Lakers
Yeah,
won, and then now they're in the do or die game against OKC, who's playing with house money pretty much because nobody expected them to be here. The Pelicans missing arguably their best player.
man. And like, did you see the report? Like,
Yeah,
Zion, they said he's not even close.
yeah, he's not even
So
close.
it's like I'm like at first I thought it was like he could be back. They were
Yeah,
saying like he could be back for the playoffs. Then it was he's gonna miss the plan, but he could be back to play after the plan potentially. Now it's like it's nowhere close. Like what is going on? It's like
yeah,
this man's everything on this man's injury timetable keeps on shifting like out of nowhere. Like he was supposed to be back. Like remember the injury was supposed to be like a 2 or 3 week injury, the hamstring injury or something like that. Like back when it first happened,
but hey,
it was like
he
two
don't
or
get
three months.
he don't get the oh, I ain't gonna change that. He don't get the street clothes label, but but yeah, I don't know. It's pretty crazy, and like I said, OKC they playing with house money. They have a hooper SGA who probably I don't know. You can make an argument between him and Brandon Ingram. I know SGA just had his All-Star season this season, but he's a beast. They have They have J Dub, which is they both rookies actually. Yeah, J Dub and J Will, But J Dub, he's the one who's been balling. He's made a case for Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey, who's made a leap. Lou Dort, another really good player. Isaiah Joe, 3-point sniper. They got really good young pieces, and they're gonna go out there and just play with nothing to lose. New Orleans, on the other hand, they have like 2 max guys. They expected to actually compete this season, actually like win, like advance in the playoffs. They expected to make progress from last season. Last season they were what, the 9th seed and made the play-in. Now this season it's the same thing all over again.
And before the season, I said I think that they're going to be the 9th seed.
You did say that,
and I said I think because I don't know if. On paper, I expect they could be better, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to stay healthy.
You did say that.
And Zion both gonna stay healthy. Same 2 guys.
Yeah.
Especially Zion.
Yeah, you did say that, and like especially in, I see my man he coming, and I was gonna say, you remember you texted me yesterday how CJ McCollum was selling like crazy.
Yeah, CJ McCollum was wild, so he had it was like I think there was like a less than a minute to go in game, probably like 45 seconds, something like that. He goes to the free throw line, misses both free throws. Then right after that, they get a second chance. I think they were still down 3. He misses like a wide open layup at the rim. Then Minnesota goes and chokes. They turn the ball over. Like they just like I think they just they threw it out of bounds, or he threw it to a dude stepping out of bounds. I think it was Torian Prince, I think. But yeah, he threw it, like they turn it over, they get the ball back, and if CJ McCollum had hit those free throws or hit that layup, they would have been leading, and and instead they end up getting the ball back and they get this terrible like heave like with the clock winding down from Trey Murphy, I believe, which was a terrible shot because he still had like 6 seconds left. And
I think he could have drove or something. They probably was conceding.
You see that shot that he threw up? I was like,
yeah,
what's he doing?
Yeah, and I actually think after Brandon Ingram at this point, because if you've been watching the Pelicans over the past like few weeks or a month, after Brandon Ingram, the offense should probably, I feel like Trey Murphy should be the one taking like the second most shots, because CJ, man, I don't know, he been wild. Like I don't know, it's like he been showing his age or something. I don't know. He getting up. Yeah, he getting up there. I don't know. CJ been tripping. This is a huge game. I mean, it's for both of them, but I think it's really huge for the Pelicans. I don't like if they lose. I think their season is probably considered like a failure.
Yeah, especially after last year, because last year they surprised everybody. Nobody expected them to play,
and, especially like when Zion was hurt. Everybody thought, okay, well, you can write off the Pelicans, but then they made a run. They made the trade for CJ, and then they ended up making a play-in, and they won both of their games. This is one of the occasions where a team won both and they got in, and so it's now they back to the same point. Zion is out. Now you got to win too. You're going against a hungry OKC team with nothing to lose, and OKC, they've been, I think the sky's the limit for them too. And then they got like all the Clippers picks. Then they got their number 1 draft pick who didn't even play this season. Like, he's coming back, but we'll see how that comes. I already know how you feel about shit, but
I mean, like, I'm not saying he's not gonna play any basketball, but like, yeah, you already know. I mean,
yeah, I already know, but ain't nobody worried about Jose. It don't matter if he playing tonight anyway.
Alvarado.
But yeah, so I mean, so who he is. Who you got for this one?
This is a tough one, honestly. But I would like to see the Pelicans win. I think it'd be more interesting if they could win. But I'm gonna lean to the Thunder on this one. I think that SGA is gonna come out there and have a monster game.
As always,
he needs to come out there and drop 40, and it's gonna be a crunch time, end of the wire type of game. And I think he's gonna be the best player on the floor in that game and pull it out on the road in New Orleans. And I think that Brandon Ingram's gonna play well as well. But yeah, I just have a feeling that the Thunder are gonna surprise people. I don't even know if you could call it a surprise because they've been they've been winning these type of games like all year. So we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna see. But I'm gonna go with the Thunder on this one.
Going to, OKC. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, this one's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a really good game. I probably agree with you. I think SGA is gonna go out there and do what he does because it takes a special like defender and defense actually to contain SGA. Like you can stick one guy on him, but he's gonna get to his spot. He's gonna get to the free throw line. It's almost kind of like you sometimes you playing his game with him.
Yeah,
And yeah, he's gonna put up his points. I do think New Orleans though. I think they are more well balanced, and I think they have players that can attack. I think put more pressure on the rim
oh, oh yeah, no doubt.
than OKC. I think they have bigger bodies with Larry Nance, with Valanciunas. I think OKC is very thin actually on the inside, and I think Brandon Ingram's gonna ball. He's been balling lately, like a lot. He's been a beast. Yesterday he dropped 40, but they lost. But I think New Orleans, like just the fact that they have to win this game, they're gonna come out. I expect CJ to give us some vintage CJ type performance. You got
You got
to,
to make up for it.
yeah, you got to make up for it because you messed up last game, and I think New Orleans will prevail in this one. I got the Pelicans, but I can see it going anyway.
Nice.
Either way, but I'm picking the Pelicans.
Yeah, yeah. To me, this one this is one of the must watch ones for me on the
Oh, for sure,
on the play-ins.
for sure. Got to watch this one. All right, now to the big game. The big boy game.
The one that you're gonna be definitely watching. This is this is
sure.
supremely must watch for you.
Oh yeah. This is an easy must watch. We got the Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. This game definitely is a must watch. From the Timberwolves perspective, I was reading some things. Some people said, in case somebody who doesn't know, Gobert is out. He's been suspended.
Yeah, at first I thought it was the league suspending him, but it's actually the Minnesota's it's a team suspension.
Yeah. So yeah, Gobert is out, and they're missing arguably the best perimeter defender in the league. Probably is the best perimeter defender in the league, which is Jaden McDaniels. He was a huge part of their success. He was frustrated yesterday for being taken out the game, and he punched the wall and freaking broke his hand. And yeah, this dude, and I know a lot of people like wrote them off after that yesterday, but they battled. Constantly Towns was a beast, and shoot, they came back and won that game yesterday. But I think it's gonna be, yeah, there it is right there.
Oh man,
wow, wild indeed. Look, and then it was some things that was said. It was a clip. Somebody recorded with their phone, a staff member, or something. They said basically like Kyle Anderson said, you got to choose.
When he's in the locker room, right?
Yeah. He said, you got to make a decision. Is it going to be me or him or I don't know, or, but he ended up getting suspended. He apologized to the team and everything. I think they said in the group chat, and he made a public apology like on Twitter or whatever. But some people said actually this increases the Timberwolves' chance against the Lakers because they looked at it in a way like, okay, well, Gobert, he hinders the offense. You're gonna have Cat at the 5 now, which would a lot of Lakers which will make bring AD out the paint if he's on Cat. And they make their offense way more fluid. Way more, they can put way more pressure on the rim because they have the floor spaced out now. Although I think that's partly true. I think there are ways the Lakers could counter that because I don't know if I really trust Kyle Anderson as a shooter. But we'll see. I think on the defensive end, especially missing Rudy Gobert and Jaden McDaniels, that really hurts the Timberwolves because I think if they had both of them, this would be it might still be a really good game, but I don't see a way for the Timberwolves to actually win it without them two on defense because
The
Jaden
Jaden
McDaniels,
McDaniels loss is huge.
yeah, the Jaden McDaniels loss is crazy huge because he did a hell of a job on LeBron last time they played. I ain't even gonna front. He I think they said I was reading something. His last 3 games against LeBron, Curry, and KD, they all 3 of them they combined for 54 points on 60 shots, all while being guarded by Jaden McDaniels. Like this dude is lock, first team All NBA. He's I mean he used his length to perfection. He's smart. He got good IQ. Even though his frame is thin, he knows how to use his body. I mean, and losing him just for something like that, like it sucks. And I think they still have Anthony Edwards who can play pretty good defense, but that's not a guy you would expect to just stop a guy like LeBron James or Torian Prince. Like, come on now, let's be for real. And the Lakers are a rare team that has 2 top 10 guys. I don't think any other team has 2 top 10 level players in the league, and that will be who Gobert will have to guard, which is AD. And I think having Cat in the paint, a LeBron and AD pick and roll, I think that would that would kill any opportunity for Timberwolves to win this game. I mean the Lakers, they have other ways to beat you, but man, those 2 missing, I don't see how they can really win.
Yeah, Cat would have to have an amazing offensive performance this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's going to be what, because I know he's had some good games against AD in the past, but yeah, I don't see how the Lakers don't take advantage of Gobert not being there, and also their best perimeter defender being out. Like, there's no way that I don't see LeBron and AD not going crazy this game.
Hold on. What you mean top 10? Yeah, I said what I said. Top 10.
Yeah, that's debatable, to be honest.
we can debate that another day. But with 2 debatably, arguably top 10 players.
Yeah, they both definitely top 15 for sure.
Yeah, but I think missing those 2, I don't. I mean, of course, I'm picking the Lakers. I don't care if they add them to. Of course, that's my pick. I'm picking the Lakers, but it sucks that they missing that too.
To be honest, obviously I'm picking the Lakers. Like, Lakers gonna win. They should win. Okay. They should win big. Like, they better win clearly. Yeah. But if they don't, I kind of would like them to lose. Not now. No. I don't want them to like miss the playoffs or something. I would if I could have it my way. Mm-hmm. I would like the Lakers to lose and then win the second play-in, so I can see the Lakers versus the Nuggets in the first round, because that's what I want to see. Out of the possible playoff matchups, I know it's either the Nuggets or the Grizzlies now. I feel like the Lakers Nuggets would be so much more appealing to me to see that, and to see if they could upset 8-1 match.
I think that would be great, crazy. But I think you just want to see Jokic get dominated. That's what you want to see. Because I know your Embiid Jokic agenda. I know what it is, man.
I really just want to see that. No, because like if they get the if y'all take care, which y'all probably are, if y'all take care of the Timberwolves, they just gonna get they gonna get the one easy first round matchup out of all these Western Conference teams, and I feel like because Jaden McDaniels is probably gonna be out for the playoffs too, or if not for the playoffs, he's probably gonna miss multiple games at least. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, like if they do get the Timberwolves, or if they get the Pelicans without Zion, or all these other matchups are just very favorable. But and OKC's not beating them. So but y'all versus the Nuggets, man, that would be very interesting. Very I would be locked into that 8-1 series for sure.
So you you picking the Lakers, but you're rooting for the Timberwolves for your agenda pushing.
Yes, I mean the Lakers gonna win. I got the Lakers, but hey, if the Lakers
Mhm.
lose, I'm gonna need them. They should take care of business in the second game, and I need that. I need that Nuggets Lakers matchup, man. Rematch of the bubble Western Conference Finals.
I honestly would love to see that matchup too. But on the other hand, don't even play. Like just go handle business, man. Because I think the the Timberwolves they're gonna come prepared. You know they're not just gonna lay down even though they missing those two major guys, especially a guy like Anthony Edwards who's a dog who's gonna come out there and fight. He got a chip on his shoulder because the Lakers just beat them a couple weeks ago, like killed them. Um, but they were saying they was sick or whatever, so I think that they definitely ain't gonna lay down, but I think the Lakers should definitely handle business tomorrow and then move on to the playoffs. And let's get this dream. Let's continue the dream season, man.
Yeah, most likely it's gonna be Memphis versus LA, which should be fun too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right, that's cool. So that's a wrap for the play-in. We do have a few playoff matchups to get into. Some of the top seeds, like the 1 and the 2, they still haven't been decided who they was gonna play. But 3, 4, 5, and 6 have been decided. So we can get into the first Western Conference matchup, which is the
Kings versus the
Kings
Warriors,
and the Warriors. You can see.
which is something that we ain't seen ever.
Yeah, I don't even remember ever watching the Kings in the playoffs in my life. That's the most insane thing in the
I
history
do. Last
of the
time
NBA.
it was a minute though, but yeah, I remember they got eliminated by the Sonics. Ray Allen went crazy in a couple games. I remember I think he dropped like 45, 45, 46.
Was that was when Ron Artest was on the Kings, right?
Yeah, that was when
Yeah.
they that was when I want to say that was the second year he was there. Cause I know that they had that was when they had Katina Mobley. Of course, they still had Mike Bibby. Pedro was already long gone. But I want to say that was the second year. I know the first year that he was on the Kings, they lost to the Spurs, but they damn near like they gave the Spurs a run in that first round. Like they were like a couple shots from like possibly winning that series. It's a close ass series, even though I think it was 6-game series, but it easily could have went 6 games the other way. And that was like, yeah, they were. Ron Artest was hooping. I remember they were getting like I don't know if you remember Bonzi Wells, like he was, he was balling out for them too in that series, a couple games. But yeah, like it's damn near almost 20 years since these dudes made the playoffs, and they're making it as the number 3 seed over the defending champs, the Warriors. Like nobody saw this coming. You'd have to go to some crazy predictions, crazy odds to have anybody have this being a first round matchup with the Kings as the 3 seed and the Warriors the 6 seed.
I think you could probably make a case for somebody that it would be the other way around.
Yeah, but like you damn near like the almost nobody had the Kings making the playoffs, but the people that did, yeah.
I had them being a playing team.
Okay.
But not 3 seed hosting a playoff series. Like it's crazy, man. Like shout out to the Kings. The Kings fans like the beam. I think they've been the best offensive rated team in the league this season. Their offense has been crazy.
Yeah. I think they're like almost. I don't know if it stayed the same, but I think they were like damn near like the most efficient in history or something ridiculous like that. They're up there, and so yeah, that's crazy. The biggest question marks for me, it always comes down to when I look at a team like the Kings. They ain't made the playoffs. Their franchise ain't been in the playoffs in decades. They got a really young team. They don't got a lot of playoff experience. Obviously, goes without saying. I guess the only guy that really got any experience is Bonus. Back when he was on Indiana, he got a couple seasons.
Barnes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Barnes too. But yeah, like when it comes to the series against the Warriors, like to me, And I'm gonna just probably make this a thing that I'm gonna say from now when I thought about it. To me, like the most important things in the playoffs to me, and probably in general when it comes to trying to win a championship, without looking at stats, right? So a lot of times we look at like, oh, is this team in the top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense, which is a good thing to do. It's a good little marker to try to figure out if you're a
Mhm.
legit contender. But without going into numbers, I think a good thing to also look at is just like I'd probably say these four things to me: talent, health, experience, and continuity. And I would say in in that order, like the importance I would give it. So talent would be number one. So like I feel like you don't have to have all four of those to win and to go far and to be a championship team.
Mhm.
But I feel like you need to have, the most of those over your opponent. All right. And I feel like when you're looking at this matchup, the Warriors, they have the talent, they have the experience. They didn't have the health for most of the year, which got them in the situation. But
Yeah.
knock on wood, they probably got the health, and they mostly have the continuity. You could argue that they've had like Wiggins in and out of the lineup. There's been a lot of like fluctuations. They haven't really had any consistent lineup for most of the year. But I would say like that the weirdest thing as far as this series goes is how bad the Warriors have been on the road. Like they've been one of the worst. I think if not, I think they probably are the worst road team in the league, right? Or like as far as the playoff teams are the worst.
Yeah, for sure. I
And
think
so
them and probably Memphis.
yeah. And the Kings have been a great home team and a surprisingly really, really good road team this year too. I know that the Warriors, I think they were 2-1 or 3-1 on the season. I think they're 3-1 on the season series. I know there was one of those games that's really controversial because they got away with a foul on Herter at the end.
Yeah, Kevin Herter. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was they easily could have been 2-2 on the series, but the fact that like they're 3-1 in a series in a season where they've been struggling overall, and the Kings have still been pretty consistently good. I'm gonna lean towards the Warriors because of that experience, but I could see the series potentially. I could see the Kings winning in seven, but I'm gonna go with the Warriors in six. And
Hey,
and but yeah, Warriors in six. I just like I have so many. I gotta see. I'm to me, experience means such a big thing. And if I haven't seen them do it, even though they've had this great season, they're a bad defensive team,
yeah,
and
the problem with them.
and I expect the Warriors to exploit that and take advantage of that, especially Steph. And the question is just what Warriors team are we going to see on the road? We haven't really been able to like see a good one, but as far as this matchup goes, it seems like the Warriors have been able to play well in Sacramento. So I'm gonna lean on them being able to steal one, especially just because the fact that they're a terrible defensive team. They rely on their offense. It's going to be a shootout. This series is going to have some crazy scores. We got to expect some like it's going to be some fireworks. But yeah, that's what I'm going with. Golden State in six.
Yeah. Yeah, this series is definitely gonna be lit. It's gonna be turned up. I can't wait to watch that first. I think it's the Golden One Center where they light the beam. The first playoff game that they have. Um, Kings, man, I don't know. They surprised the hell out of me. I ain't gonna cap.
Oh yeah, I want the
They,
Kings to win too. Let me get that out there too. I would like
oh,
the Kings to win.
oh yeah, I would love for the Kings to win. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
And
of
and
course
yes,
you would.
and yes, they do have the best offensive rating in NBA history. Like from a team. I think the second was the Brooklyn Nets with James Harden. The first year when they had James Harden, KD, Kyrie, when they were just the most unstoppable offensive team. The Kings are better than that.
Yeah, and what
As
derailed
far as,
them? Health. Yep.
yeah, that's the only thing that derailed them. But with that being said, man, Steph Curry, Clay, Draymond, a series when they've all been healthy, they haven't lost, and that's since 2015. Like, and I don't think they're gonna start doing that against the Sacramento Kings. I just don't. Especially the Sacramento Kings, who have the best offensive rating we ever seen, play unstoppable. They have the person who probably gonna win the Jerry West. What's the award? The clutch player of the year, well deserved. De'Aaron Fox, who's been a beast.
When did they start? Is it
Yeah,
really?
that's new. That's a new award. Yeah, he's been the most clutch player in the league this season. Like
Oh,
he's been.
they just came out with that this
Yeah.
year.
Uh-huh.
Man, I hate man. I mean,
And I actually like that award though.
no, I like it, but like, damn, like, there's some. I wish that had been a thing. Like going back, like now all of a sudden, so but they just basing it on. Is it just strictly voting, or is it like a criteria of like literally just like him because he leads the league in clutch time? Is that what our
Yeah.
clutch points?
Oh, when I say when they all was healthy, I meant when they played every game. That's what I meant. Cause and of course they're gonna say Draymond missed that
Yeah.
game or
When you
whatever.
said that, I was thinking, I was like,
Yeah,
hold on a second. Like,
but
when
that's when they played every game. That's what I meant. But yeah, I don't know. I can't. Golden State, man. I think, and something that to be noted, they are getting Andrew Wiggins back. So he should be back for this series. I'm sure he may be on like a minutes limit or something just due to conditioning, but he should be back for this series. And the Golden State, they have been, and it's only been a couple of games, but a huge piece that they were missing this season, and they just got him back, is Gary Payton, and
oh yeah,
they've been the best defense since he's been back. And he's a very smart player. They probably gonna put him on Fox to help neutralize him. He crashes the offensive glass. He plays with so much energy, and that's like a player they've been missing from their depth this season, along with their injuries. Jordan Poole's been up and down. And Jordan Poole, he actually struggles though when they play in Sacramento, so that's something to keep an eye out for. But they'll have the best player in the series, a top 5 player in the league, is Steph Curry. They have the experience, but I definitely think this series is going to be competitive. I don't think it goes any less than 6 games, though, for sure, on either side, because Mike Brown, he used to coach for the Warriors. No, not the head coach, but he was just on their staff last season. Harrison Barnes, another player who's familiar with the Warriors. He's gonna get those guys ready. Who's won a championship with them? These players, they know each other. They games always be tight. Kings, they ain't going down without a fight. The Warriors, they the defending champs, so you gotta respect them. But for me, yeah. So that's what I'm picking though. I'm picking Golden State, the defending champs, to come out this series. I hope Sacramento wins, cause I'm gonna get to talking nasty on Twitter if the Warriors lose that series, man. Cause I think that's who, yeah, the second seed and the 7th seed, they play against whoever wins out of the 3 seed and the 6 seed. So, that's gonna be a hell of a series. If the Kings will come out of that one, boy, you know what? That's gonna be crazy. But wait, what did I say?
oh, it's just the season series.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in the full screen.
But yeah, so now I was just looking at it because I remember I remember they did have that one. They had a couple close games, but yeah, they had that one game with Herder getting fouled on that 3. But yeah, only one of the games was a blowout. That was Golden State that blew them out.
Oh, that was just recently though. When
yeah, so you can't even really
when
nobody really played.
Sacramento sat all their players, because they was really ducking the Lakers, and they was trying to see if the
Low key, possibly.
and they was trying to get Golden State up to Phoenix instead. But now, look what y'all done did. Now y'all gotta play Golden State. But that's gonna be a fun series. I ain't gonna lie. That's another series that I think that's gonna be popping. All right, so we can move on we can actually go with the next Western Conference matchup.
Yes, sir.
And I thought this one actually was gonna be really good. On paper, it should be good. That's the Suns and the Clippers. And
Kawhi.
or some people like to call him Kalai. But
Mr.
it,
Leonard.
yeah, it sucks that PG is out
Nah, yeah.
as far as we know, we should say, because I was watching his podcast actually today,
Yeah, there's
and
supposed to
he
be an
was saying
announcement, right? He said like a special announcement or something like that.
it was like an exclusive, but all he was saying was that he's been working 6 days a week, um, going through therapy, doing different things, and they were saying he's gonna be back sooner than what some of the reports say. Cause I saw a report that said he's out for the first round. Um, but all they said in the podcast, he's gonna be back. Um,
So yeah, he most likely he's gonna be out for most of the series. If
yeah,
like, yeah,
really.
that's
Unless
so yeah.
they, unless like it gets like real competitive, he'll probably come back or something. But yeah, I don't know. I give the Clippers a slight chance in this series only because I feel like they have an edge in coaching
Depth,
and
have an edge in depth as well.
and depth as well.
Yeah.
But as far as like firepower and um I'm still very skeptical about Westbrook in the playoffs. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna get like night to night. I don't know if he's gonna go wild, if he's gonna go off, if he's gonna get benched. And
Especially in this series because now that PG's out, they probably
yeah,
going
they need him to be great.
yeah, they're gonna be
Like,
relying
and I
on
think,
him.
and we've seen the recent performances from him. He has some of that in him from time to time, but I don't think it's at nowhere near the level where he was in the past.
Yeah, if they could play him and like have him contribute and then not have to rely on him in crunch time, because I know
Mhm,
that they've had some games like of late where they've been able to win
mhm.
without him being
I,
there at the end of
yeah, I
games.
think if like you said, if that scenario works, I think, and they have an elite closer in Kawhi
Yeah,
who can get it done. But
really, that's really kind of low key the story of the series. Like, can Kawhi is he ready? Is he like healthy enough? And all? I feel like he's been showing that he's back.
mhm,
So if he could like offensively have a monster series, average 30 plus, he gonna have to like he's gonna have to carry them and take over to pull this off because they're not gonna be able to have him like not fully 100% or having subpar performances and pull this series out. It's going to probably be a long series if they're going to if he could do that, and that's really their only chance to me. Like he's got to go crazy. He's got to have a monster series. They I don't see what I mean. They don't really have too many guys they could throw at him. Of course, they have KD, but like they are weaker. They're thinner defensively. The Suns
mhm.
are, especially after that trade.
Well,
Um,
actually, wait. Give me just a second. Hold on. You can keep it going though. Give me a second.
but yeah, I just think like I think that the fact that PG's out, they're gonna have to rely on Russ most likely more than they would like to. And we're not gonna get these crazy 5 for 5 from three type games like he had against Memphis, where he was just looking like old school Russ. Where we're gonna most likely see him, have some games where he's probably gonna cost them down the stretch, and the ball's gonna be in his hands a lot. Um, I'm feeling like it's probably gonna be Suns in 6. Yeah. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, Suns of 6.
This man read my mind. But yeah,
Real takes over fake takes. He said
yeah,
this series will go 6 or 7 games. Who you got though? Who you got? Real takes.
yeah,
Let me know. Let me know who you got.
yeah. I'm feeling like it's gonna go 6. I got the Suns in 6. The X factor, of course, is there's always, like I said, health. So you never know with the Suns. They've been an injury problem
Yeah.
pretty much since Chris Paul been there. So they got KD who has issues staying healthy. Chris Paul seems to get hurt every playoffs. So that's
Suns of
that's a
6. Okay.
factor that that's a factor
He
you got to
agree with
throw.
you, Drew. He agree with you, Drew.
Yeah,
Suns of 6.
see that's a factor as well. But yeah, I just feel like most likely with PG out, yeah, I think Suns at 6. I'm gonna give Kawhi's gonna go crazy at least one game, get them that game, and they might have another good game where they can get like some supporting cast, like Eric Gordon might come off the bench and hit like 5 threes or something like that.
Yeah.
He's been playing. He's been hooping for them. He's been shooting
Yeah.
really good
Yeah, I
for them.
think he's been the starter, I think, ever since PG went out.
Yeah, and he's been playing well. He's been shooting like over 40% from three. So nah, he's been on point for them. But yeah, I just like I feel like this. I don't know if it's gonna be enough, but and I expect KD. Like I think like they said that KD and the Suns like they're undefeated with him in the lineup since he's played, right.
Yeah.
It's only been like 8. I think it was 8-0.
7-0.
Yeah, 7-0.
Or
Okay.
maybe 8-0. I'm not.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah, no, yeah. I think yeah, if you count because they just beat the Clippers last game. Or no,
No,
the
no.
Clippers. No, I'm tripping. The Clippers beat them.
It was the
So
they was I don't know, but they undefeated for sure. You
yeah,
know that.
and so yeah, it's just gonna be hard to unless like there's like another, you know, crazy series from Kawhi. I just don't see. Even if he goes crazy, they still could lose.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah,
yeah, this only the only chance I really get the Clippers, other than of course Paul George coming back, is Ty Lue out coaching Monty Williams, Russell Westbrook playing much better than I expect him to play, and playoff Kawhi showing up because Kawhi, other than maybe that series he had against it wasn't even the whole series versus the Nuggets. Kawhi is an elite playoff performer. Like that's undeniable. He shows up. He's a beast in the playoffs. But
he should
with
be
that being
well rested.
yeah. With that being said, I'm picking the Suns. I think this series probably goes like I could see it on like 5 or 6. Maybe. With respect to the Clippers, their depth, Kawhi Leonard, I probably say 6.
Yeah, I can see it going 5 too. But yeah, I'm feeling
Yeah,
it.
I think they have the best player in the series. They have a dynamic duo. Those two players they built for playoff basketball. Especially like killing you in the mid range. KD's probably the most efficient mid range shooter in NBA history. They have
And Kawhi also not very far behind. Kawhi's
Kawhi,
almost there too.
another monster from the mid range. But they have Devin Booker, another guy kill you in the mid range. Chris Paul, another guy kill you in the mid range. Aiden, who's has a ridiculous touch around the rim. He can and I think his rim protection, his how he angles the paint, angles the defense has been very underrated. I think he's really good at that. And actually, their defense has been really good ever since they got KD back with
Yeah, I saw that.
DeAndre.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
better
with
get.
DeAndre Aiden, they have Torrey Craig who can play great defense. Josh Okogie, another guy who can play good defense. Something that they may be missing. The other guy, other than the Lakers game, it was Bismack Biyombo. He's their rim protector off the bench. He went down with an injury. I'm not sure what's the update on him, if he's going to be ready for the series. What's his timetable or anything. So that's something to look out for, especially when Aiden isn't out there. But yeah, I don't see how the Clippers can actually really just win this one without Paul George. But I do get them a slight edge because of their depth, their experience as far as coaching and with their star player. And maybe if Russ can turn back the clock.
Hey, he's not going to have any shortness of motivation to.
Oh yeah, that's
especially when he sees KD
yeah.
on the other side. Like
Yeah,
it could be a bad thing though. It could be good.
it could be good. It could be bad
It
too.
could be a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so we'll see. Westbrook is he's a character, man.
He's an enigma.
Definitely.
But yeah.
My man Nate tapped in. He said Suns in 5. Okay,
Yeah.
that's Jeremy Pena. That's Jeremy Pena as his profile picture. But yeah, Suns in 5. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on to the East.
Mm-hmm.
We can start with
The 3-6.
3-6. Yeah, 3-6.
All right.
And that is
Sixers versus Nets. Now this could have been a fire series
yeah.
if things didn't implode in Brooklyn.
So
But
the other
man,
thing
like,
that
I was
transpired.
actually looking forward to this series. I was thinking this could be a series
Mhm.
like months ago, and I was hyped for it. And now it's even weaker. Like after KD and Kyrie both got traded out of there, and now Ben Simmons is like in purgatory or whatever he's doing. Man, this man don't even seem like he want to play basketball. He just he's sitting on the bench,
He
just
said yeah, in purgatory.
this man's he's sitting on the bench, just looking around, just happy to be there. I guess like it's like he has no shame to me, man. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like I don't think this is gonna be much of a series.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a sweep. I'm gonna probably say Sixers in 5. I give I give the Nets a chance to get in the game because Mikal Bridges has been hooping, he's been
Yeah.
balling,
He
he's
been
been showing that
balling.
he's got a lot more potential that we didn't get to see in Phoenix. They didn't really
Yeah.
give him that kind of opportunity there,
Yeah.
and so he's had some monster 40-point games, some impressive performances. So I'm gonna say like they can probably get a game. They can get hot from 3. Like they have some really good shooters. They got a lot of like quality guards and wing defenders that they can try to throw at the Sixers guards, throw at Harden,
Mhm.
throw at Maxey. But I don't think it's gonna be enough because I think MB is gonna just dominate in this series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Claxton doing too much. He'll have a few moments, he might be able to
Yeah.
get some stops, but I feel like Embiid's gonna come out there and try and make a point, especially because he knows. I'm sure he's feeling it that he's gonna be the MVP. He's kind of riding high a little bit, and they got a little bit of break. They didn't play like the last 3 games basically,
Yeah.
so they should be good to go as far as health goes. Um, but yeah, I'll give the Nets a game just because I feel like I don't feel like the Sixers are going to come out there and just dominate, blitz them like 4-0 them. It could happen, but nah, I just get the feeling like like the Nets are going to get one, and I feel like Mikal Bridges is going to have a big part to do with that. But I still don't think it's going to matter because yeah, it's just like this unfortunate, underwhelming to have this. I know this is probably low key probably the best first round matchup that you could get out in the East right now. Um, as far as like how things,
Yeah. For right now, yeah, for sure.
yeah, and so like the well, we gonna see how everything else falls. That's but yeah, so yeah, I think that's how it's gonna go. It's gonna go Sixers gentleman sweep,
Mm.
and we gonna see a whole series of Ben Simmons on the bench just like clapping and man.
Yeah, I don't know. The Ben Simmons thing is, I don't know. I don't know what's up with Ben Simmons, man. But
Like he for real did not play another game after I said that thing about.
you
Oh my god,
did.
he played one game after I said that. After Jack Vaughn came out there and basically just dismantled this man's whole career, like on he in the press conference he was talking about how like
Uh-huh.
he's like if I put him in this lineup, if I go big, I can't do this. If I go small, I can't. Like he was just like he's trying to find every way to basically say I can't play this man. And then Ben Simmons played one game, and then suddenly he's got a season-ending injury or something like that. I don't know. I guess.
It made his gave him stress in his back. Yeah, I don't know.
Man, it's crazy, man. Ben Simmons, 30 for 30. Ben Simmons. It's gonna be a crazy story, man.
Yeah. Um I think I definitely I got Philly winning this series too. Um Harden and Embiid, they have like the most I think they have like the best pick and roll, pick and pop, however you want to call it, this season. I think they producing like 1.1 points per possession or something like that, which is really good.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, they're the most efficient duo right now, like in the league. As far as if you're talking about just like their production in combination with one another, like
uh
assisting each other and their offensive efficiency when they both on
mhm.
the court type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't, and even and beyond them two, they have another great player, Tyrese Maxey, um, Tobias, who can have a good night any given night. PJ Tucker been making his threes recently.
Playoff PJ, that's the thing. That's
Playoff
the thing for
PJ.
real.
I don't think they have the firepower to really compete with Philly at all. I actually do think this series will be a sweep. I got Mikal. He's gonna play great. I just don't think they have like enough consistent firepower. But the only caveat I would say, even though Jacque Vaughn, this is his first year as a head coach, I thought he did a good job. I'm not sure if he's gonna outcoach Doc Rivers, which isn't really that hard to do, but yeah, that could probably be the only thing. A Doc Rivers error could cost them a game or something like that. But I don't see how Philly just they don't sweep them. If it goes 5, I could see that as well. But I don't see it going any more than that. But my pick as of today, I got it as a sweep.
Yeah, I can see it being a sweep too. But I'm a lean towards it being a 5. Doc Rivers plays a part into that, but he has gotten better this year. Like he's actually like playing. He's playing a better rotation. He's actually making adjustments. It took him like second half of this season,
Yeah,
but he actually started doing it. He stopped playing Montrezl Harrell. Thank God this man stopped playing Montrezl Harrell. Like that man.
People they tried to pin Montrezl Harrell being passed around the league and getting his minutes cut or whatever to his time with the Lakers. And I'm like, well, not really, because he's always been kind of this way. Like I remember it was an interview, he called himself the modern day Rodman. And I'm like, I don't know where the hell you get that from, because you are
absolutely not.
If you saw how Jokic was doing him in the playoffs, he couldn't even get on the court when we played the Suns in the playoffs because his defense was just, if you can't play defense for Frank Vogel, you're not gonna get on the court. And where else he went after that? Washington, which that was a terrible team. So of course he can put up good stats. He's a really good offensive player, don't get me wrong, but in order to compete and be on a winning team,
even there he's declined. Like he don't get off the ground like at all like he used to. Like as far as
yeah. So if you can't even do that, it's like, man, you done for. And you can't even play defense as it is. So
the Clippers basically choked that series in large part to him being out there on defense.
Like, in large part to him.
He was getting cooked.
And Doc, and it is something. It is a testament I do see to Doc, because what Doc used to do, he played whoever. If you a top 5 paid player on the team, you're gonna be on the court. It don't matter by matchups or whatever. Like for instance, when the Clippers played the Nuggets in the bubble, he played Montrez when he's clearly undersized, clearly can't guard Jokic, but he wants him to go out there and earn his, what he's getting paid, and you can see it now. He's not just sticking with Montrez now. He actually made the adjustment, and he's playing like Paul Reed.
Who's significantly better.
Yeah,
defensively and rebounding.
Yeah,
athletically.
Yeah,
like he knows his role. He plays his position. Like he blocks shots. He gets offensive rebounds, second chance points. Yeah, like that's all they need to do is just play this fool. He's a solid backup. That's what he's there for. And it took him like 4 months to start playing this man. But
well, what if we see some Montrezl Harrell minutes in the series?
They should fire Doc like in the middle of the series, straight up. But
in the middle of the game,
like straight up, Daryl Morey should come down there and just be like, "All right, we promoted Sam Cassell, the head coach." But like, because what was funny is I remember I saw like they asked Daryl Morey. It was like an interview. I was peeping it, and they said they asked him about the backup center situation, and he said he mentioned, oh yeah, like we after the trade deadline, he's like, oh yeah, he said we have the backup center situation settled. It's Paul Reed. He didn't even mention Montrezl Harrell. Like it was almost like Montrezl Harrell wasn't even on the team no more. He was just saying, he was like, yeah, like it's Paul Reed, and then we also signed Dwayne Dedmon, in case if we ever, but like he just like, it was almost like Montrezl wasn't even there no more. So it's almost like, I guess that was like a message to Doc. Like we see the stats, we see the numbers, we see the eye test. This man gets cooked on defense damn near every time he goes out there. there's no defense. Like teams just like torture chamber.
They attack
So
him.
they attack him in the pick and roll like crazy, and there's not really any bigs that he could like match up with either because this man's 6'7", and now he's lost his hops. Like,
Yeah.
so the only thing he does on defense is like he might get the occasional charge, like he'll draw a charge, something like that. That's
he
about
can
it.
draw a charge. Yeah.
Yeah, but like as far as like guarding 1-on-1 as a help side defender, he's not really doing much, and he's a like killing you, like you just bleeding points. Like I remember when they had him out there, and Giannis, it was I think the
Giannis.
Man, oh my goodness!
I already know what was going on with
Giannis
that.
was scoring so fucking fast. Like he was
Giannis
just like
Giannis said, you know that video, Patrick Beverly, he said, "Oh, licking my chops." That's how.
So, yeah,
Definitely how Giannis was.
So now, like, yeah, I like then they bench him. I swear, like Paul Reed does a much better job. Like he's not stopping Giannis, but like he moves his feet, he gets in the way he can test, and like it's just like it's night and day. So yeah,
you know what? Just for that, I'm gonna switch my pick. It's not gonna be a sweep. It's gonna be in 5. I'm for certain. I'm not even Montrez. I'm for certain Doc might lose them a game. Doc might lose them a game, but the other 4, I think they should win. So I'm gonna say Sixers in 5.
All right.
Because of Doc, but I do believe Harden and Embiid will show up in this series for the Knicks.
Yeah, like I know on the season series they 3-0. It don't really mean much. I know like the first game, it was like a weird game where like the Harden and Embiid and Maxey didn't play, and
oh yeah, and it was
and KD and Kyrie and Ben Simmons all played, and the Nets blew them out without.
Yeah, it was. I remember watching that game. Was it Tobias Harris?
Tobias Harris was the best player on the floor.
Tobias Harris was going off. Yeah. Especially, I think in the was it the second half he went dumb like
Tobias, and also this fool George Niang was like talking shit to Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and he definitely was.
Yeah. So they won that game. The second game was after KD was hurt, and it was Kyrie. It went down to the wire. That was a good ass game. It was Kyrie was cooking. Harden was picking out a stretch. He had like a couple dagger threes, and it was like a high score. It was like 130 something. And then the third game was
was that when Harden went back to Brooklyn? That was his first game back in Brooklyn.
Yeah. No. That was in Philly actually. That was in Philly. The game back in Brooklyn. The third game was the game back in Brooklyn, but that was already Kyrie and them had already gone.
Yeah,
Kyrie there. Yeah, that was the only game that's relevant, I guess, kinda, because it was the current squads, and that game went down to the.
That went down to the wire too.
Yeah, that game went to the wire, and they actually, Spencer Dinwiddie hit a 3 that would have sent it to overtime, but it was late. It was like a 40-footer.
Yeah, because I think like Philly, they had control of that game pretty much, but then Brooklyn like fought back.
Yeah, they had control of it, and then like I think that they had like a turnover or something stupid happen. I can't remember exactly, but I remember they ended up getting the ball back, and I think it was like one of those. It was like 0.7 seconds on the clock. He just caught it.
He had to like catch it and move it. By that time,
and it took too long because it was one of those. He didn't catch a square. He caught it. He had to reach down, and by the time he could bring it up, clock has already gone off as he was going up to. He needs to catch it like Dame and just be right into his shooting pocket.
Yeah, but like catch the guy on the move because I think they had to throw it from kind of like the back court or something like that.
Yeah, and like, but he nailed it. I actually like when it happened live. I actually damn near thought it was good because I'm like, damn. Yeah, but because I swear, like it seemed like whenever it's under a second, I swear it'd be over a second.
Yeah,
I swear whenever it clocks under a second, it'd be feeling like, damn, man. I swear that's just over a second. But yeah, especially when it's the home team. When it's the home team controlling the clock.
They be late to start that clock. They'll start it now.
Like, yeah, but as soon as he made that shot, I remember Doc was running on the court. He's like, no good. Like he was saying it was no good before the shot even went into the hoop. And he was like, nah. He's like, review it.
Doc lead.
Oh, man.
But all right, so now we can move into the last playoff series, which I think this one for sure gonna be get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, this to me is gonna be the one that I'm gonna watch probably the most games of these in the Eastern Conference probably.
Yeah.
I'm very I feel like this could be a 7-game series.
This can go 9.
Yeah. Right? But now, like Yeah, I'm excited for this one. There's a
The
lot
the
of
only thing that that's got me iffy about the series is the health of Julius Randle, which he suffered like an ankle injury like a week or two ago, and they say he's gonna be coming back. Um, Still gotta get an update if he's gonna be there to start the series or not.
Wait, it's like it's that bad? Like he could miss. I thought he was gonna play for sure. No.
I mean, he should, but I mean, I just haven't gotten a recent update. But he still start the series, but it's like coming off an ankle injury. Are you gonna be like as effective as you were like before? And then you already got questions about Julius Randle
Yeah, I was about to
based off
say like
his
yeah,
playoff history.
his history, which is only one series, and it ain't good.
Yeah.
Man,
King Johnny tapped in. He said Cavs in 6. I don't think that's a bad pick at all. I think I actually got this series. Man, it could go Cavs in 6. Could go Knicks 2. Man, I don't know. The emergence of Jalen Brunson this season has been a godsend for the Knicks. Because it's like everybody know they wanted Donovan Mitchell. That's something that makes this series so enticing because they're going against a guy that wanted to be there in New York. And he wants to be in Cleveland too, but he wants to be with the Knicks. He's from there. They were trying to trade for him. Instead, he ends up with the Cavs, and they had to get Jalen Brunson, who's been amazing for them. He probably should have been an All-Star in hindsight, but he definitely had an All-Star caliber season. He been balling this year. They got Emmanuel Quigley, who's been hooping. Josh Hart. That was a major pickup for them because it
yeah,
gives them depth off the bench. Defensively, offensively, he's been shooting the ball really well. Their defense has been solid. I don't know, man. This year's definitely gonna be a nail biter, but I am rolling with the Cavs. I got the Cavs in 7 though. It's the Cavs the home team in the series. I can actually see it going either way, but I'm definitely rolling with the Cavs. They have the better player. They have the best player in the series, in Donovan Mitchell. I think, and the fact that they have those twin towers and they're playing defensively, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen with Evan Mobley, who I think is arguably
you're not
that's a
about to
good
say
point.
defensive player of the year or something like that.
That's a good point. They did go on that streak after they got Josh Hart. But no. I was gonna say he's arguably the best defender in the league. He actually have been the best defender in the league this season. I don't know if he's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year, but hey, he definitely has a case. You don't think so, Drew? I know you got this Evan Mobley agenda.
No, he's
but-
he's a really good defender. Don't get me wrong, but no,
okay.
I don't think that he's a defensive player of the year. I feel like just because like Jared Allen's also a great defender, he's the anchor of that defense, and
Understandable.
I feel like that's I feel it's got to be somebody like if it's not Triple J, and it's you gotta look at somebody that's like also
Brook
like
Lopez.
yeah, like Brook Lopez.
Some people said some people got Draymond. They should say AD. AD been anchoring this, but they ain't gonna because of the games and all that. But
he missed too much time. But yeah, but not like to me. This series is gonna be really fun. We get especially like I'm a believer in Jalen Brunson now. So after I saw what I saw for him last year, I mean he got to continue to prove it. But like he definitely made a statement in the playoffs last year with the Mavericks. And this year he leveled up. Like I did not expect. I thought he was going to be good. I didn't think he was going to be this good for the Knicks. And his ability, like he's been able to score like effectively from all 3 levels. He's got a really good touch. Like he's got his floaters, money. His mid-range little pull-up is on point.
He been shooting the 3 well too. That's the big thing about his game.
Yeah, he's been shooting 3 well. But yeah, for me, I have to pick the Cavs just because and when it comes to experience, both these teams really don't have a lot. I mean, you probably say Brunson has a little bit of experience, and then Donovan Mitchell has the most.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else on that roster is pretty young as well. But I do give, of course, the Cavs have the edge defensively. the Cavs haven't been good on the road. They've been kind of very suspect on the road. That's
Yeah.
one of the things that's been underrated. If you go look at them
Mm-hmm.
at all the playoff teams, they
Then they're
like
gonna be playing in Madison Square Garden.
yeah. And so like because of that, I still think that they're gonna be able to win there. But I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna go Cavs in 6. And the only thing stopping me from saying Cavs is going 7 is Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Like I just like
It's not even his health. Like my guy, he tapped in, right? He said Cavs 6 because of Drew health. Even if Drew is playing, he's still kind of questionable. Like, look at this. Nah, that
like
was.
for real, man. Like this was his one
I'm
playoff series.
gonna put this in the tight zone.
Yeah, and it's not even just like the average. The average don't look bad, but look at his efficiency, man. Like
This dude didn't
God
even shoot 30%.
damn. Like that's insane, man. Like how do you shoot sub 30% for a series, man? But
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
that's nasty.
Yeah, Drew, man, you gotta be there. He said that was one series, man. I think he can avenge himself, but
yeah,
I don't know. I got to look at what history tells me, and it isn't. History isn't very fun to Julius Randle. Say that in the playoffs, but that was one series. I think they have pieces to beat this team, especially if Julius Randle plays how he should.
yeah. If he plays the way he's been playing
Mhm.
for like he's had some ridiculous games this year, like
Yeah,
where he's just
crazy.
like on fire. If he can
What did they
bottle
play
that
when
up,
he dropped? I think that was the Timberwolves. He dropped like almost 60.
yeah. And like some of his games against the Celtics this year, like that's the Celtics are a great defensive team.
Yeah,
And he's been giving the Celtics some
yeah.
buckets. Like he's been cooking against them.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything that you could hope that he could maybe pull that off against this Cavs team,
I think
yeah,
especially going against those two bigs in the paint with Mobley and Jared Allen, his three is gonna have to fall against them.
Yeah.
If his three ball isn't falling, I don't think he's versatile enough to counter those two guys. Like outside of hitting his threes. If his threes falling, then the rest of the game can open up for him and his team. So that's a big thing. But I think he probably just has to have the confidence really just to go out there and perform well. But
I don't think this man has any. I don't think he has any shortage of confidence, man. To me, like I call him he's the power forward Westbrook to me.
Power forward Westbrook.
He like the power forward Westbrook, man. Or he's
like confidence. Confidence can. I think that has an effect on your shot making too. Like sometimes you'll shoot it, but you don't know if you'll make it. But so you don't. Your shot mechanics will be off. But you gotta have the confidence in the work you put in to still be effective. But
no, I agree with you. I can see that. If you're talking about like in the over the course of the series, like if he has a couple bad games, I could see it affecting his confidence. Like if it comes out there and he starts like playing like how he did last playoffs that he was in, then it could snowball and it could be like it could be a whole nother issue. But I feel like he can't do as bad as I feel like there's no way he could be any worse than he was last playoffs. Like he's got to have a better performance. There's no way I can see him just. I mean, if he's that bad again, it's gonna be crazy. He's gonna get filleted. Like they're gonna kill him in New York if he has a performance like that again.
Oh yeah, nah.
Especially because this has been such like a surprisingly like uplifting season for the Knicks. Everybody's high. Like I don't want to say everybody's high on them, but everybody's excited about this Knicks team. And it's a big part of it is Brunson, but Randall's been hooping.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he needs to like have a solid performance at least. And if he could do that, he might have a bad game here or there, but if he can at least like show up more often than not, I think it's going 6. But
yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's mainly what it hangs on, his health and his performance. I believe in Jalen Brunson in the playoffs, and I think his game translates well to the playoffs, especially how he's been shooting the three ball this year. Like I said before, he shoots 5 threes a game, and he's shooting at like a 42% clip. So you can't just like sag off him no more. Like you said, he's deadly in the mid range. His floater game is is money. He's just a beast. RJ is another guy I'm a little skeptical about.
Yeah, I didn't even mention him because like I don't trust him at all. Like, I don't even trust him in the regular season. So like you don't know what you're gonna get from him.
Yeah, yeah, but I think they have the talent to beat this team. I would say that, but I don't know if I just trust it, especially Donovan Mitchell, a guy who's been in the playoffs, been through multiple series, plays great in the playoffs. I trust him a lot more, and I hang on the Cavs defense, who's been number 1 in the league this season, if I'm not mistaken. They got the number 1 defense in the league, which they aren't just great on the wings, but those twin towers down there, man, they clean up everything, especially Mobley, who's very versatile and switch. So
yeah, and Randall is a really good matchup for Mobley too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So that's who I'm rocking with. I got the Cavs in 7. But that series is gonna be very entertaining, to say the least.
And what I like is that both the teams don't really have neither one really has a lot of experience. So so it's that might not be that big of a factor. So we're gonna see. But if you're Donovan Mitchell needs to be unequivocally, undeniably the best player in this series.
Yeah,
it shouldn't even be a question.
Now, I expect him to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some defenders from, you got Quentin Grimes, RJ can play some defense a little bit, and you got Josh Hart. They'll throw some guys at him, but then they got Darius Garland, who's never been in the playoffs before, so he's gonna kind of want to make a name for himself. But yeah, that's why I got the Cavs. Cavs and 7.
I would like it to go 7. I would. I feel like that would be that would definitely be. What that would be? But I guess Game 7 would be in Cleveland, huh? Still would be great because we don't really get a lot of first round series going 7 games as much. I think that's the only one that we didn't get the other matchup set yet, but I think that's the only one that we have going 7 so far, or you have going 7, right?
Yeah. That was the last playoff matchup. Probably about to wrap it up. I was dropping the link down here real quick if anybody wants to join up. I think my hold on, I think my internet was tripping. Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna try and get that full Trayvon in here, but
yeah, Trey ducked the smoke.
Yeah, no, he said he actually would, but I didn't even. It's whatever.
Yeah, I dropped the link comments if anybody want to pull up. Say some things before we head out. That was a fun live episode. We're gonna be back Thursday, I believe, right? Yeah, Thursday to review some of the playoff, some of the play-in games and the playoff matchups. That's gonna be more playoff matchups that we're gonna get coming up.
This man said, "I'm just not peeping the comments. Ain't y'all supposed to be at work?"
Appreciate y'all for everybody who pulled up. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. First of many live episodes. Like this one, man.
Real takes over fake debates.
My man said he was gonna pull up though, too. I appreciate you, Real Takes.
He just killed me with that top 10. Relax.
Oh yeah, let's get into that then a little bit. So you said who was it that you said that's not in the top 10 out of them two? Is it LeBron?
I mean, you can make the case that either one of them is in the top 10. But I would say this year, I would say LeBron. You could argue LeBron's not top 10. I think you got to probably, if 80 when he's been healthy for this year, he's been playing at the top 10 level for sure. I think that the argument would probably be LeBron. I would still probably say he's top 10, but you could probably say he's just outside, like maybe 12 or something like that. I have to
Um,
think about it. But
freaking flying here. Um, you you adjust. You would say top 10 player this season, or are they just a
oh yeah, I just mean like this season. Yeah.
okay? Yeah, I understand. Nah, I I I definitely would agree with that, especially given the fact that Bron his 3-point shot has been very sus this year, except for recently. Um,
Yeah, did he get back up? I remember it was bad for a little bit, but I know he started shooting a lot better.
yeah,
But,
just recently he's been shooting a lot better, and his defense comes and goes. That just comes with age. I definitely still think he's a top 10 player, like period. But you just say just top 10 for this season, it's you can make an argument that he wasn't just from a health and um
oh
consistent.
damn, yeah, his 3-point shot is way down.
Yeah,
I know it was worse though, but damn.
yeah, just from a health and consistent defensive perspective, I understand that. But um, nah, it's definitely not 10 guys I'm taking over AD or LeBron. I'm sorry. Like my top 10 is Giannis, um, man, Steph Curry, Jokic, AD, um, Embiid, Luca. Luca is 6. Um, LeBron is 7. AD is 8.
You said Tatum yet?
Tatum is 9. And
Um, you already said KD or no?
y'all said KD.
All
KD
right.
was like 4, I think. And 10 is probably Dame. Unless am I missing somebody? 10 is probably Dame for me. But some of that's interchangeable. I think Tatum, Dame, and AD is interchangeable. I think LeBron, Luca is probably interchangeable.
What about Kawhi?
Um, that's what I was
I
missing.
mean, yeah,
That's
I mean
what I was
it's
missing.
hard to like
That's what I was missing.
if
I
you're
knew
talking about
somebody
this
else
year.
missing.
Yeah.
I knew somebody else missing. It's Kawhi. I got after LeBron at 8. After LeBron is 7, Kawhi. Then AD and Tatum. And then Dame is like right at that top 10. I actually would probably put um I I don't know. It's interchangeable. That's definitely my top 10 though. You can probably put Kawhi at 10, Tatum at 7, LeBron at 8, or AD at 7, AD at 10. I don't know. But no 10 players better than LeBron and AD. And I'm a stand on that. And I think like and I definitely think it's because of um the level I think that they can still reach when it comes to playoff basketball. Um
We're gonna find
AD,
out.
yeah,
We're gonna find out very soon.
AD his two-way play is probably the best in the league. Um like them as a dynamic duo is just crazy. Like, maybe that's just my Laker bias, and plus I'm a fan of both of them, but they some monsters. So we're gonna see. They both had like stretches this season, some important stretches that actually kept the Lakers like afloat. It was the time when AD was out and LeBron, I think he led them to above 500 when we had Russ and everything. And then when LeBron was out, AD kept the team afloat. That way we can make this playoff push. So, that was important. So, we'll see, man. Yeah,
We
that's
didn't
my
even really talk about it, but I just thought about what do you think about Dallas? Kind of
oh
just like
man.
punting that game at the end of the year. I
I
mean, it ended up not mattering because the Thunder won, and then Thunder won that game in a blowout. They wouldn't have made it anyway. But the Thunder might have felt like they needed to play that game because
mhm,
they didn't really play any of their guys. They wanted. I
yeah.
mean, just the fact that like it still was a possibility when the Mavs were playing
Mhm.
that you never know the Thunder could lose and we in if we win. and they basically just kind of just like take the game, kind of.
Yeah. From a fan perspective, I didn't like it because it's like, bro, we want to see y'all play. We want to see Kyrie and Luka try to make the playoffs, like compete. Why y'all still got a chance? But in hindsight, looking at it, and like he just commented, they they want that pick because I think, if I'm not mistaken, who was it that they have like a top 10 protected pick? I'm not sure who has the pick. I'm not sure, but they basically, if they fall to a lottery and the pick is in the top 10, they get to keep it. So, and it's like they weren't really going anywhere. They do want to keep Kyrie and Luka, who I think is a duo that can work, but they have to have more pieces around them and some buy-in from the two stars, of course. But yeah, in hindsight, it's like I get it from an organizational standpoint. So we'll see what happens with them. They definitely have to make the right moves in the offseason.
It was the Knicks. They if they had made the playoffs, they would have lost their pick to the Knicks.
Okay,
It was a pick they acquired from the Kristaps trade, the original trade way back when they got Kristaps.
Okay. So
But,
yeah,
that's
what I understand. And they weren't gonna go anywhere anyway. So it's like, I get it. Christian Wood probably not gonna be back.
I'm completely against it now. Like, that to me that's whack. That's so
Yeah,
whack.
I mean, from a fan perspective, yeah, nah,
I
it's
mean,
whack.
but to me, like, from a competitor, like
Yeah.
you have
You got a chance.
supposedly you have a top 5 player in the game, right? You just
Alright.
made the Western Conference Finals last year. I know it was like a surprising thing the way it happened, but y'all made the Western Conference Finals last year. Y'all have Luka, y'all have Kyrie still. Try and win that game. Y'all make it in. This is a crazy Western
But
Conference.
it wasn't. I don't think it wasn't a situation where they controlled their own destiny.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
But by losing that game, you eliminate yourself immediately. They win that game, then of course OKC, it falls on OKC to take care of the business, which they did.
Yeah.
But like, still, like, you should like let that play out,
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, if they win that game, OKC is gonna like play their guys, right? They're gonna at least feel pressure to try and make sure they win that game. But because they lost, the OKC is like they didn't really have to do anything. Like, neither one of those teams were really trying that game. Kenny Lofton like had like 40 or something like that.
Dumb.
But yeah, but like
you're like a baby Zebo.
Exactly. But yeah, I just don't like that. Like, you have a guy like that. Like, who's to say in a West that's so crazy open, and you have crazy firepower. Yeah, y'all ain't a good defensive team, but let's say y'all get in there and y'all get, y'all. Who knows? Maybe Luka can go crazy in a series and Kyrie, and they could like pull off a crazy upset in a shootout of a series. I'm not saying they're gonna win something or have a championship run, but it would be interesting if they could like shock the map. I mean, shock the Nuggets or something like that. You never know. But yeah, like, that to me was weak, and we don't really see like a player at this level in their prime miss the playoffs like that. And so, like, the way they were terrible.
Who was the player missed their prime in the playoffs? It was Kareem. he missed it. Yeah, so he disqualified from the GOAT conversation. No,
right? Yeah, but like, yeah, that to me is weak. And then like, and they missed the playoffs, and like, they were terrible after the All-Star break. They were like one of the worst teams in the league. I think their record was like something stupid, like 8-16 or something crazy.
Yeah, like they were worse after the Kyrie trade, and that's when they lost their depth, and Luka being hurt didn't help at all. So it's they definitely got to rebuild that Mavericks. Yeah, it's crazy. But that was our live stream. What was this episode? We can say this episode 15.
Yeah, it's episode 15.
Yeah, episode 15. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. We're probably gonna be back Thursday to review some of these playing games and give some more playoff predictions.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. That's a wrap, man. Peace.
We out.